Well, good evening, folks. Audio check, video check. Pooch is here. Let me see. Do I got any thumbs up or how we doing? Hopefully, you guys can hear me. I'm kind of waiting for a little feedback on this thing to make double sure. 5 thumbs up. All righty. Well, sounds good and look good. Thank you, Elaine. Elaine, welcome to my kitchen is in the house. Thank you, ma'am. Linda Peterson's in the house. Thank you, ma'am. Piggy's Piddles is in the house. Thank you, sir. And the Vineyard Farmhouse, Brian, in the house. Thank you, sir. I see 3 folks in, so, hey, they kind of come and they go, but that's all right. I got to get first things first. And I know what Piggy will be thinking because he knows what Pooch is about to do. Oh, there we go. 12 Strones Ranch. Back to Country Homestead. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Well, of course, I got to do first things first. Orale. Orale. Shinerbach Mexican style beer. And that's pretty good stuff too. Let's go and get that can top popped so I can wet the old whistle. That's some good stuff right there. Yes, sir. It's a new one that's out. I saw it and I grabbed it. Had to try it. But how's everybody doing this evening? Pooch is doing pretty good. It's hotter than fire down here. I got my mister over here with me somewhere. Well, he's laying under the air, that's for sure, because it's hot. 12 Stones, driving and listening. Thank you. Back to Country Homestead. Thank you. But I think I told y'all last week, I got to do this one solo. My pretty's off on a road trip with her girlfriends, which is good. Them girls need their time away, just like everybody else needs a little time away, but especially my pretty, because she got to put up with me. And I'll tend to agree with her and for her. Oh, Pooch, he's a handful sometimes. Let's see. I thought you was going to do the calm down. Oh, no, not yet, Piggy. Had to wet the old whistle. You know, kind of take the edge off a little bit. I usually get myself set up here with a couple, but I do have my calm down for dang sure. And I got my little, which I don't pay much attention to the iPad sitting here. I usually more watch the comments on the StreamYard thing here, but yeah. I was trying to figure out how to share my screen a little bit on here before I got too far involved with this. Went to visit her folks. I feel you. Hey, well, you know, everybody works hard. Everybody needs that little time away, especially our ladies when they put up with us old rowdy rawbone kind. I don't get as rowdy as I used to, but I'm still known to get a little bit fired up sometimes. I try not to. Brian, there you are, sir. And let's see, Brian. Yes, sir. Brian's got the wrench, so needed to make that for you. You need to learn it like me. I get to moderate on Elaine's channel, and I don't know if you're a moderator on any others, but, you know, we got to figure it out sometimes. But let me see. I was going to show everybody something here. Let me get back to it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? And I don't know. Pretty may be watching. She may be in here somewhere. Linda's back again. But let's see here if I can make this show up here on this screen. There's Pretty with her friends. They made it safely. Pretty, Bridget, Irene, and Tracy. Some beautiful women. Grown up with them. We all went to school together. So, yeah, it's good to stay lifetime friends. And those are some beautiful girls, and they got some beautiful husbands too. Pleasure to socialize, hang out, and be with them when we can. We do like to try to go out on group trips. Sometimes we haven't done it in a couple of years. I think the last one we did, it was when COVID got started, and we all went out to Broken Bow and hung out, and we were like, we're going regardless. So that was a good time, and it's been a couple years since we've been able to all go together as a big group, but we'll get there again. So that's what Pretty's doing today. Like I said, she might chime in. She said she might. So, but you know, they're out there having a good time. If she does, great. If she don't, that's quite all right. But while she's gone, I do have plenty to do while she's gone. I got a big box of shirts delivered yesterday. I got a bunch of transfers coming in probably tomorrow. So we'll be getting after that. Jim's Laser Creations. Welcome in, sir. I got some maintenance to do on the vehicles. Need to do the brakes on my Tundra. And I thought, well, you know, I'm just going to replace the rotors and all of it. I'm going to tear that whole front end apart probably tomorrow evening. The parts came in today. I was waiting, thinking they'd be here tomorrow, but probably when I get in from work, I'm going to get out in the shop. Of course, in the evening, when it starts to cool down, I'm going to tear that thing down. I'm going to put all new parts on it. My wife's been driving the Tundra. Her car's in the shop, been in the shop, and get this, it has been there for dang near 8 months. Parts, whatever. This place where it's at, him and I are probably going to go a round or two when I go pick that car up. That's for sure. Because he's had it just a little too long. And about the only kind of service he's given us is lip service. And I ain't taking too kind to it. My wife's thinking you need to go over there. I said, babe, you know better than to send me over there. Because I'll probably wind up cooling my heels in the pokey. And I don't need to be doing that. Too old for that stuff. But it'll come to a head when I go pick that car up, I guarantee you. And when we go get that car, I've already told her we ain't keeping it. It's going straight to the dealer and it's getting traded in on a new one. And I'll never, ever own another BMW product again. Only for that fact that they go to the shop and it costs $1,000 just to hit the bay. But this thing's going to cost us about $6,000 or more by the time we get it out. And I'm just, no way. So we are going to go find us another Toyota product because I love Toyotas. I've had several Toyotas and I ain't been able to tear them up other than general maintenance. So we're going to get another Toyota product. My wife may want to look at something different, but I think I'll stand by other than a Ford. It's hard to tear up a Ford because I got that old 92 Ford out there. And she's still running like a champ. That 92 Ford's got less miles on it than my Tundra does. And there's a 13-year difference there. So go figure. Only thing I've ever done to that Tundra was replace the radiator because I had a rock fly into it and crack it. But yeah. Linda P, I ain't missed nobody yet. Back to kind of that. Yeah, it's hard to find. I can't even find good help at work for staffing places myself. It's been a dealing with only her. He may be thinking that she's just a woman, thinking. So I'm like, dude, he might need to see. No, I've been there, Piggy. I've been to that shop. And he tried talking over me, but that didn't go too far. And he fed my Pretty a line of crap, and that was about enough for me. I said, well, we're going to go down there and pay a visit. And then I've also got into it with him on the phone once. So that time's coming. I already know it. And I'm just waiting to see what this fool's got to say, because I'm liable to snatch him up from behind his desk and put a knot on his head. He'll have to tiptoe to scratch. That's for sure. And I'll probably go cool my heels knowing Pooch did the right thing. No, I don't want to do that. I ain't like that. But yeah, Papa worked for Ford for 34 years. Yes, sir. Hey, I like good Ford trucks, good Ford products. I'm a Ford guy. Like I said, that 92 runs like a champ. She's getting a little weak, and I'm thinking probably sometime this in the upcoming year, once we get her car back and get a new one and mine back, and I'll probably start tearing that thing down and rebuilding it. And I want to. So I got a lot of want tos to do, but that definitely won't be an immediate project, because I'll probably strip that thing down to the frame and redo it. And I'd like to go with what they're doing nowadays, putting a modern engine in it. So that would be a LS or a Coyote. If I stick with a Ford, it'd be a Coyote engine swap. If I put a Chevy in it, which what in the Sam Hill good would that do? But it'd be the LS. But I'd probably tend to go with a Coyote, most likely. But those dadgum things are $6,000-7,000 as buying one out of the wrecked car out of a wrecking yard. So I'm not quite sure. I just know I'm going to be doing something with that old Ford truck for sure. And that's my projects coming up for the weekend. But yep, I hope you guys have been staying cool, because man, it's been hotter than fire. Work's been kicking my tail. I was able to squeeze a little video in the other day. I'm sure y'all saw it, hanging up my little display racks. And what else did I get done? Oh, probably got a laugh out of me trying to sweep the floor, because again, there ain't been no broom handles or shovels or hoe handles that fit these hands. They just slide right on through it, man. I'll throw that sucker across the yard, across the room, whatever. But yeah. But yeah, I do need to hang my shelf still. I got a couple odd and end things to do, but I'm ready for the weekend. But I already know that the PMing and maybe some shirts going to take up a lot of my time, because I will be doing it solo. Rebuild her and keep her. That's kind of the way I'm thinking, Piggy. It's exactly kind of the way I'm thinking. Tiptoe to scratch. That's right, Brian. Can you imagine somebody laying a club or a knot on somebody's head? They got to tiptoe to scratch that sucker? Yeah. It's got a 5.0 302 in it, Piggy. Now, if I was to rebuild that original engine, I'd probably step her up a notch and, increase the cam and horsepower and all in it, redo some heads. That was hilarious, Pooch. Hey, I try to be funny sometimes. Good evening. Oh, yep. Let's see. Howdy, Brian. But some of the projects I've got to do outside just ain't gonna happen because it's too hot. And luckily, my daytime job at work, I'm indoors. But I set foot out of there to go get in my truck to leave to come home, and I'm like, good grief. There's times I need to be out there, but if I can avoid it, and if I get out there in the evening time right before sunset, I might be able to knock a little bit out. But it is what it is. Some things are priority and some things aren't. So that's the way I see it. And I'll get it done eventually. It just depends on where it's at on the priority scale. Got some good mechanics in the family. They'll have me out in the pinch. Yeah. I got a good mechanic in my family too. Me. I was taught by my dad to work on and fix my stuff. So, and now I don't fool with this newer stuff. Now, if my Tundra needed something major done on it, I would most likely take it in and have it done because it's just too ridiculous trying to get into some of that stuff nowadays. But I don't, the radiator was fine doing brakes and oil changes and shocks and all that kind of stuff. No problem. But a simple task of, say, a water pump, I don't know. I'd have to investigate it a little bit, but I don't think I'd tackle that on that Tundra. That's for sure. But I'd do that Ford or older vehicles. Yeah, I'd do anything on those. I painted that old Ford truck four years ago. I didn't. I worked my butt off on sanding that thing down, stripped it down, primered it, primered it, primered it, sand, primered, and then wet sanded. Had that thing smooth as, not glass, but it was smooth. And of course, this is before we lived out here at the place. I had the shop, the big shop over here, but I got out there one night, and it was November. The weather was already turning cool, and I think the nighttime temps were in the upper mid 40s, way below temp than what you should be painting. But I got after it. About 11 o'clock at night, of course, Pooch had been handling them cold snacks and wobble pops most of the day. But I decided I was going to get that truck painted. I had all the paint and everything ready, but I got after it all right. And the next morning when I came out here and saw it, I was like, what in the world? I mean, it looked good at the time I was putting it on. And it looked good when I opened up the shop door and saw it until I got right up on it. And then I turned on the lights and opened up everything, and I got a good look at it. Yeah, it didn't look good at all. And my brother-in-law ribbed me about it and said, what I don't understand is why'd you keep painting it? And I was like, well, it looked good at the time, so I just kept on painting. I think there's an old saying, and I got this from Young Guns because I love Westerns and I love Young Guns movies. Billy the Kid said he shot and killed a man because he was hacking on him. So that scene and him hacking on me, yeah. No, I wouldn't have killed him, but he was hacking on me, all right. A 1984 F-150. Boy, you still have it, Brian? Because those are some hot trucks right now. They're sought after, them OBSs and early gen. Because that 92 is a OBS 9th gen. And I think the 80 is in the 80s came right before the brick nose. So, yeah, those are some good trucks. And most of the time I go to get gas, there's always somebody that wants to buy that truck or ask if it's for sale. And I've had some people offer up some top dollar for it just as it is because it's a clean, straight truck, interior and all. Everything works. And so she's just a little weak. 208,000 miles on it. And that's not a lot of miles, really. But they didn't build them engines like they do today. Rear main's got a leak on it. I've tried to get that thing to stop, and it won't. So in order to fix it, I'd have to pull the engine up. Maybe not pull it out, but raise it up, drop the oil pan, drop the crank, and put some new rear main seals in it. And I'm not doing that unless I'm pulling it completely out, and I'm going to give it a total rebuild. So I just been watching the oil, and it doesn't drip a lot, but I probably add a quart every 2 weeks or so. It seems like when it's topped off goods, when it likes to leak out. Doesn't really burn it, but yeah, that's danged old Ford. But I love it. I love it. That's for sure. A 93 Ram had to sell her because I just couldn't get to her to fix her, nor the money to do it. hated it, but I'd rather see her with someone who can treat her right. Yep. Yeah, I know, Piggy. That's crossed my mind several times because especially in times like now when gas is so high and you're paying insurance on these vehicles. Because most of the time that Ford just set out here. It's set there in the sun or in the shop, just and if you don't drive them, they'll deteriorate just sitting there. So I try to get her out, and I've been driving her a lot the past few months because the other car's in the shop. But boy, I can't wait to get that thing back because I miss my Tundra. I sure do. And that thing there, I'll drive it till the wheels fall. Probably like that Ford. I'll drive it till the wheels fall off, and then I'll make it the farm land truck, and the 04 to wind up being the weekend truck or something. Get it in some show condition, not top show, but go to car shows or whatever. There's a thing going around right now called well, it's already passed through, but the Hot Rod Power Tour. I'd probably like to drag that thing out and do that with that maybe one day. I don't know, but a lot of stuff I did when I was younger, I don't know if it's just because you don't have the time, or so you think you don't have the time, or if it's more of you're just too tired. You can't do it all no more. And I'm starting to learn and realize that I can't do it all no more. As bad as my mind thinks I can, old Pooch can't do it all no more. He'll give it a crack, but boy, if he gets tired, he'll dang sure stop. And I hate that, but it's okay. Part of life, part of getting old. I know my wife and I, we start now to talk more of retirement years, which of what we're going to do and what we're going to do when we get to that point. And it's going to be a lot of relaxing other than me messing around out here. And I look forward to it. I'm looking forward to grandbabies. That's Pooch wants some grandbabies. I don't need them now. Well, yeah, I do. But my kids don't need them now. But I'd sure like to get my hands on a couple grandbabies. Me and Pretty, we're going to be called Lolly and Pop. She'll be Lolly, I'll be Pop. So that's what we're going to have our grandbabies call us. But they'll call me Papa, Pop, whatever, too. I already know how it's going to work out. The grandbaby's going to get their feelings hurt by Lolly, and they're going to come running to Pop to take care and make everything right. And Pop's going to make it right. So that's for sure. My wife was talking about, like I said, we were talking about that yesterday. She goes, yeah, I can already see I'll be the bad guy. So no, ain't either one of us be a bad guy because we're going to spoil the heck out of them and send them back home. Kind of like what our parents did to us. Yeah. Because my parents were good about keeping the kids, and but they'd return them home, and yep, they were usually wound up tighter than an 8-day clock. And I was ready to wind down, but they'll be spoiled with love. No, yes, sir. That is correct. They sure will. And journey along with Shannon. Howdy, ma'am. But yeah, I can't wait to have some grandbabies. That's for sure. It'll happen when it happens. I'm not going to rush it. I want to make sure my kiddos are prepared and ready to take care of them the way they need to be and should too. Because I see too many of them nowadays. They get out there and get pregnant and they ain't got a clue. And they may be in their 20s or upper 20s, but they ain't got a clue on what they're doing. And it ain't nothing of what they thought it was going to be like. And we tried to tell them, but they know better than us old folks. I see the old viewers dropping in and out, 10 and 9, whatever it is. But But I like this Thursday night slot. I think if I can just get my viewership up a little more and probably be a little more on some sort of content basis, it might turn out better. I don't know. Really don't care. I'll do it until I don't feel like doing it. Simply Jan Homestead. There you are, ma'am. I was wondering about you. I hope you've been doing okay. Haven't seen you too much in other folks' lives or commenting much, but I did see your post the other day where you were taking a break. So I hope you enjoyed that evening. Yes, ma'am. Pooch, do you have any projects you've been planning? That's hard. 12 stones for me. I've got some I've planned. I've got some I've started, but I hadn't finished them. I've got a fencing project that I've kind of been working on, but it sure got hot on me. And my time frame kind of is wishy-washy. But the main thing is the ground that I'm digging in out here. It is rock. It is rock solid. A gas-powered auger won't do it. I've got a gas-powered T-post driver that won't do it. I got some post hole diggers and a rock bar with a lot of effort that'll do it, but I ain't looking to do it that way. But what I wound up doing is I went and bought a hammer drill, a big 12 amp hammer drill with a 1.5 inch, 18-inch long bit. I've been pre-drilling them holes. And so that's allowed those T-posts to go down a lot better. And I do need to get out there, get after it, because I'm wanting to get this place fenced in a little better, replacing fence. I've tore out a lot already, so I need to get her back fenced in. That's one project I've got. And of course, we're always running T-shirts. So those are projects that come and go. We do enough to keep us busy, but it doesn't keep us busy full time. And honestly, I don't know that I want to stay that busy with it. I like to do it, but I don't want to be tied down to it. That's for sure. Because my full-time job keeps me tied down enough. But I do have, you might have missed it, my projects this weekend is putting new brakes on the front of the Tundra, and I'm going to pull her completely apart and replace all of it. Rotors, wheel bearings, brake pads, everything. So that's a project. Pre-drill them, add water, maybe. Yeah, the pre-drilling's helped a lot. Now I'm still going to have to set some, I've got a bunch of 3-inch pipe that I've got too for post. I'm going to run them across the front of my place. I'm also going to use them for gates and whatnot. I'm using them in corner posts and for bracing and support. But I'm going to have to dig them. And I got some 8-inch steel pipe that I'm going to use for the main gate entrance. So I'm going to have to dig some pretty good holes, set them down in there, because I don't want that gate sagging and that pole falling over later on. And that'll be a chore too. But there's always something. I like to start things and move to something else. I don't want to start nothing too big where I leave it kind of half done and kind of like the fence I've got going. But yeah, I really wished I'd have got a garden going this year, but there's no way I could deal with that right now. And the heat probably take it out. And I'll do it next year. I'll do above raised bed garden next year probably. But I'm wanting to get it all fenced in again and get where a lot of the fencing was old and broke down, because I think I want to get a few goats and see how them things act. We've had goats when I was younger, and they're about the stupidest things, some of them, that I've ever seen. But yeah, I'll try them again. Smash the like button. Thank you, ma'am, for Full Blown Country. He is maxing and relaxing, Byron at 12 Stones Ranch. You must have asked about somebody. Maybe above ground fence line. Yeah. That would be, well, put a hot wire or something around it. But yeah, and I'm September, of course, is that Pine Cove Fest. I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna take a week off here in the middle towards the end of July, but I'm gonna try to focus on some of that fencing while I'm off, and then I'll probably be off again in September to go to that Pine Cove Fest. I think that's gonna be a pretty good meetup with, I forgot how many I've heard, 21, 22 channels out there. So that ought to be fun. The temperatures outside probably be good. That's, and Pretty's coming with me, so she'll get to meet a lot of folks out there. Hopefully we'll all have a good, and we got the cabin. I thought about tent camping, but then I was like, nah. I used to have an RV, but it got to where I just didn't use it, so I figured it's gonna rot. So I don't have that no more, but sometimes I miss it. And maybe it'll be cool enough to go do some fishing then too. That'll be fun. James Gip in the house. Thank you, sir. Good to see you here. But yep, how about and I'm going to do some more shirts here pretty soon because I need to get some FBC shirts up online. We're finally getting settled down a little bit with the new website and getting some shirts in here. So a lot of people have been hitting me up about full-blown country shirts and hats, and so I'm trying to come up with a new design. I want something different for my shirts, and I'm kind of thinking more along a branding iron type thing. But yeah, I got to get some more of these. Of course, I got my FB, and I'm really thankful that a lot of folks wear my shirts and hats out there. I see them in their videos all the time, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. Lori Carpy, hello, ma'am. Good to see you in here. But yeah, so be looking for those. We got some patriotic shirts up right now, and I'm not sure what else my wife's got up. She kind of keeps up with a lot of that stuff, but you got to be careful because with the times today, you can rack up some hellacious bills in stock and product, and that stuff ain't moving. It's just going to sit there, and then you're going to wind up putting it out on a clearance, and you ain't doing nothing but losing your butt. But we probably need to get set up in a couple of local. Look, because I think even tonight, Burleson's got Hot Sounds of Summer in Burleson Square, where there's live music going on, a lot of vendors set up. And yeah, we probably need to get in on a few of them. We've been in on a couple, but again, that's time and takes the time. But we got all we need, and we can sure go set up stuff. But what's hot? Look at there. There's Tish Ross and family. There's my Pretty. I told him he was out of town, baby. And I even showed the picture of you and your girlfriends, and y'all are out there having yourselves a good time. And I hope y'all are. And y'all be careful having fun out there. But yep, and they were all asking for you when you first come in. They knew you wasn't here, but everybody's getting to where they ain't worried about Pooch. They're worried about my Pretty. They all want to know about Pretty. So, yep, baby's in San Antonio. But I had to show them, everybody, that where Pretty was. And Pretty's down there with her friends, Bridget, Irene, and Tracy. So hopefully y'all are having a good time right now. Thank you, Elaine. We love you too. I for sure love you and Piggy. No doubt. Yep, baby sure misses being there. Because baby can chime in with me, and she can carry these things on pretty good. And I probably need to get her little channel up, because we were talking that she ought to get hers up and rolling a little bit more. Now, she's got over 1,000 and something subscribers on that channel. I don't know if any of y'all have checked her channel out, Tish Ross and family, but, I was like, man, what in the heck? You got 1,000 and something subscribers on there, and you ain't even trying. What in the world's going on? But yeah, check her out if y'all take a notion too. It's her and my daughter that do a lot of stuff on there, so you know it's pretty fun. But maybe we need not 1,870 subscribers. Look at that. I think I'm gonna change my channel over to yours, babe, and you can put Tish Ross and Family on this one, and I'll, you know, I don't know, but yeah, she does have the subscribers, but we probably ought to get her opened up, babe, and really get after it. That's crazy. There you go, Tish Ross and Family. Thank you, Elaine. But I think we should start posting on that one a little bit more, and make sure it stays active while Pooch works on his channel right here. She's rubbing it in, Pooch. Well, you know what? I don't know when her last post was on there. It's probably been a while, but it's just crazy that she has that many. I don't even know how many videos she has on there. But we're going to get after it when she gets back home, because I'm going to look at that thing. We need to do more. It's been a while since we've been on. Yeah, we need to open that channel up and make sure it stays active and see what happens with it too. Pooch is trying to hone in on her channel. Baby can handle hers. Girls are calling. I love you, and I'll call you later. Next Thursday. Yeah, see you next time. Have a good night, baby. We'll see y'all again, and holler if you need me. I love you too, and love all of them. Tell Irene, Tracy, and Bridget I love them too. Y'all be careful. But yeah, I think her little channel was kind of coming along, posting little odd and end videos. TikTok style. Her and Caroline would get on there and be cutting up and carrying on the conversation and talking. And so, yeah, that's kind of where that one was. I think there's probably even one with me and my daughter in there. And it was a TikTok style video. And I think it was that pew, pew, pew video back when. But her and I did that one. So if you want to see Pooch out there acting like a fool, as a matter of fact, it was that video that blew her up on there. So Pooch was involved in making of that channel. I need to grab that video and put it up on mine, even though it's an old has-been run through TikTok style video. But hey, you never know. But that's what blew that channel up, I think, more than likely. Because Pooch was pretty good, and he did a good thing on that little gig. Just sub to her channel. Boy, yeah. Giving her one more. No, but thank you, Jim. And I think we will try to start doing something a little more. Rather than me trying to do 2 channels, and I'd like bringing her in on this one, and I would love to be involved with hers. Her radio show, and this is what gets me, her radio show is also put in on YouTube. But I was asking her, what the heck? Why is your show ran through YouTube, but it's not your channel and your show? And it's because it's through the radio station. So that's kind of why. And if y'all subscribe to these YouTube, look us up on Facebook, because we usually try to post some good stuff on Facebook too. My personal channel, her personal channel, and I have a Full-Blown Country blog page and a Full-Blown Country channel that used to be our store channel, but now it's gone over to FBC Mercantile Boutique. And then, of course, Tish Ross. But yeah, it's got to try to get into all that social media, Got to try to get into all of it. I lost my train of thought because I was going somewhere else a minute ago before I got sidetracked on the Facebook and other channel. But oh yeah, I know what I was talking. I was thinking about Maddie and Backwoods, and when you come up with that Shoot Dang Ranch Wrestling Federation, I thought that was kind of funny, because I've kind of got a little skit myself that I've kind of hadn't quite completed it and thrown it all together yet, but I was going somewhere with it. I'm gonna give you a little peek. let's see here if I still got most of it right here. Where in the heck did it go? There it is. Now this was back, I kind of started this and mulling it around a little bit a while back, but old Maddie wanted buckshot creek jump. I'm still probably going to do this, especially now that he's brought out that Shoot Dang Ranch Wrestling Federation and Buck and a wrestler. Not being all healthy and eating good and eating chips and drinking pop and whatever. And Darcy, God, that was funny. But I got a little alter ego character myself. And it was in one of my earlier videos way back when. And it was Roscoe the Regulator. Now he's back a ways in one of my first somewhere along the way. But I think Roscoe the Regulator might be looking for buckshot creek jump. Now I don't know, but that might be a good little video. That is cool. I think you should make a shirt of that buck. Yeah. You know what else, folks? Here's something else I got. And this was done by Wanderer Arts and Adventures. This is Maddie. Shoot dang. He painted that. Old Buck. I may do the same thing on how I acquired this thing. I kind of got in a bidding war over something. But old Buck and Shoot dang. Now, you know what? I ought to do something with this thing and send the proceeds to Wanderer Arts and Adventures. Yeah. I don't know if y'all have seen it, but he's home. He went home yesterday out from rehab. You know, the poor guy's got quite a road ahead of him to deal with, but, you know, thank God he's home and he's getting better. So, but yeah, calling out Maddie. Yeah. I think that'd be pretty good. Oh, Roscoe the Regulator. If y'all go back and look in it was a short. It wasn't a video. It was a short. So it's in there somewhere. And if y'all get a chance to watch it, leave a comment on it or something, because I thought it could be something pretty good. And then especially if I bring in that wanted buckshot creek jump, and with this Shoot Dang Ranch Wrestling Federation, we might have something there. So, but yeah, that picture, and well, I think I've showed this picture of you. The other one I've got of Brian. That was the one I was after up here, the old country store. Well, no, but anyway, I think the contest was we were actually trying to collect for Jared Crocker to get him. The original deal was to try to get him a new the artificial leg. I think that's what Maddie was going for in the beginning, was trying to get a collection up to help, you know, offset the cost of that that artificial leg that Jared's got, because those things ain't cheap. And I think Jared said something the other day about that titanium leg was about 20 grand. And believe you me, I know, because my dad has an artificial leg, and he lost his leg when he was not even or barely 18 in 1954 or somewhere around in there, or 58, I think, from the hip down. And of course, originally it was a wooden leg, which those things were heavy as heck. And it straps in like a bucket in his hip socket. So, but now it's titanium and light as heck. But yeah, those things aren't cheap. That's for sure. And I've seen my dad's go through, you know, luckily the past few years he was able to get in. The old guy that did those legs and stuff for him, my dad was fortunate enough to get one, and then the dude actually made 2 and gave him another one to kind of have as a backup. They got to be serviced. You can't, they'll wear out and stuff like that. But yeah. But my dad's 82 now. Like I said, been on that thing, artificial limb, since he was barely 18, senior in high school. And like Jared, ain't never been nothing that stopped him, nothing that he couldn't do. Never used it, claimed handicapped, disabled, nothing. And up until this past year, pretty much, is when my dad actually started even using a cane to help him keep his balance, 82 years old. But he'll keep that cane long enough because he'll lose it. He'll leave that sucker leaned up against the wall or something somewhere, or in a shopping basket, or who knows where. But I think he's been through about 4 or 5 canes because he's left them somewhere. What'd you do with your cane, Dad? Well, I don't know. Well, where were you using it last? Home Depot or store, and left it in the car or whatever. But yeah, funny. Let's see, Full Blown Country Facebook page. Oh, thanks, Elaine. Yeah. But yeah, y'all feel free to come over and join us on Facebook. I don't know if any of y'all checked out our church. I like to post my church. There's always some good information and messages coming along through there. We've been in a good series in the book of James the past couple weeks, and man, our pastor is very good at teaching. Some folks call it preaching, but I call it teaching, and he is very good at it. So check us out sometimes. I usually post this live on there, and we are Pathway Church is live on YouTube too. But yeah, if I knew where I used it last, then I know. That's right, John Wiggs, and that's about what he says, because my dad's a character too. He sure is. My internet's all jacked up tonight. We'll listen, but chaining out chat for now. I'm glad you're here, Simply Jan. Thank you for listening in. And I'm sure you got that pretty smile right now, too, because you always do. With my video the other day, I did do my first sticker posting. So I got a bunch of stickers, and I'm going to try to get some more. So I know I've got Elaine and Piggies and all that, but I'm going to probably try to once a week do a sticker post. And I'm going to post mine on my shop fridge. That's kind of why the reason Cold Beer Ranch got the first shot on my fridge, because I thought, man, no better than putting Cold Beer Ranch on that refrigerator, because that's usually what's in there. But yeah, but I've got some of you others, and they're going to go up. Do it all at once, and then the show's over. I'd rather spread it out. That way I got something to share every week. That was my thinking behind it. But yeah, it just made sense. It did make sense, Piggy. Sure did. Especially when I reach my paws off in there and grab one before I even get started. That might be my signature thing right there. Either I get me a cold snack or I get me a big old pinch of calm down. Probably both. There's no telling what Pooch will do, because I can tell you right now, the more that I'm doing this, the more relaxed that I get at doing this, and the more Pooch opens up, because there's no telling what I'll do, especially in the moment. I was known in school as the clown and the one that would do anything and not give a iota at what other people thought or cared. So that's just me. Now, the older I've gotten, of course, you settle down and you think a little smart, especially in the field I'm in. There's allowed to be somebody watching this right now that think, that's not Mike Ross. The heck's he doing? But that's all right. It's just a show. It's YouTube. We're being ourselves. in a fun way. You know, I ain't trying to be nobody or nothing. I ain't. I'm Pooch, and that's who I am. What you see is what you get. Now, I may do a little acting every now and then, but yeah, I'm acting. So yeah, long journey. I'm thinking I may have to do me a little interviewing too. I like watching Brian when he does his, and some of these others that have a guest, Tom and Rhonda, and Tom and Rhonda, that phone thing. I've been looking into that too because I think that'd be fun to have some folks calling in. I'll probably need to buy a few things and get me a burner phone because I don't need. I can't even believe I'm saying that. Get a burner phone because I got two phones now and I hate both of them. But you know, I got a work phone, cell phone. I got my personal phone, and I actually had three phones already. Our business full blown country phone, but I turned that thing off because a lot of communication goes through email and chats anyway. So there was no sense in us having that line and paying for it. But I cannot wait until I do not have to have a phone. And if anybody wants to get a hold of me, they can call my Pretty and she can tell me so and so's on the phone. And I can be over there when she's talking to them going, no, no. I'm not a big phone talker anyway. So when I am on the phone, I like getting to the point, spit it out, get to the point, and let's get over with it because I just not a phone person. I don't need to hear every little detail and all that. Just get up to it. I use a free app on my phone for text and talk since it's hard to get a signal here. Yeah, I mean, I've done all kinds of different things. Grasshopper, Google phone, voice over IP. There's all kinds of options. I just haven't looked at it that much yet, and I probably could do it through Google somehow. Our internet out here, because we are rural, is not all that great either. Yeah, I hate phones too, Elaine. I sure do. But it's part of business, and it's for your. Oh yeah, everything's a write off. Believe me, sure is. I write off everything. That's for sure. Internet, equipment, everything's a write off. I got that down pat. So trips, we go out of town on trip most of the time. That's a business trip, and it's a write off. YouTube, all of this YouTube stuff is a write off. Believe me. T-shirts, it's all write off. But there I go again, getting way ahead of myself and done forgot what I was keening in on. I was keening in on something other than the phone. Yeah. So I knew I'd get back to it. I don't know. Do I seem a little jacked up or wired up today? Because I feel like it. And I normally don't get like this, but that's what I was saying earlier about the more you get into doing something, especially these lives, the more relaxed you are at doing it, and the more it's just free and let it go and do it. And yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling. So, but I'd like to do the live phone call in too. So a lot of it's time dealing and whatnot, but yeah. Talked 2 times about the YouTube channel, and it is a write-off. Dadgum right. Shoot Dang Ranch trip was a write-off. That was a YouTube meetup. So, hey, I rode every bit of that, or I will be this year. Hotel, fuel, mileage, all of it. My wife and I went to Long Beach, California back in February. And it was for some of our work that we do with shirts and hats and apparel. Right off. Airfare, hotel, all that stuff. But yeah, if y'all ain't doing it like that, especially YouTubers, if that's what you need to do. Boy, Lane, you could be writing off all them groceries and all that stuff. Dadgum right. Your equipment that you buy, whatever, that's all a write-off. You got it, Pooch. Linda Peterson. Yeah. Oh, yeah. My CPA, you know what? That's a shame, too, because our CPA hit us up today. I hadn't even got our taxes filed yet. So the only reason it hadn't, because right about that time, what's the matter, mister? Right about that time, her husband had a heart attack. So it kind of threw her behind. And she says, "Are you okay with me putting an extension on this? Or would you like me to pass it on to another one of her other agents?" I said, "No, just I'm in no hurry. It is what it is, and as long as I don't owe nothing, if I break even or if I get a little something back, that's all that matters." So, because I've paid many years, and I just don't understand how I could ever have to pay anything, especially when I had dependents covering insurance and all that with them. But man, you look at your payrolls and all that now and you think, good Lord, is it worth working? Especially right now with fuel prices. Now I get paid mileage too with work, but it ain't covering what that fuel's costing right now. And it's a dadgum thing. I don't drive a truck over the road or nothing anymore because, man, back to Country Homestead. Got to run. Y'all take care. Thank you. Be safe. And thanks for coming in. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. I appreciate all you folks in here. And what have I got? 12. I'm not sure if that's been the tally through most of the show tonight, but I probably need to put it out there a little earlier. I'm not sure. I'm just doing it the way I'm doing it, and not right now, mister. Look, just a few more minutes, then you can go outside, because I'm sure you want to go out there and see something or do something. But yeah, this is fun, and I enjoy doing this. Definitely becoming more open and pretty much a natural with this, I'm sure. If I'd have been doing it as long for the 5 years or more, there ain't no telling what Pooch would be like right now. Yeah, Mister probably wants to go potty. I bet his back teeth are floating. Either that or he's seeing yellow. Other little puppy dog, E, she's in the house. She didn't want to come outside, but I know a lot of folks have got to get out of here and go on. I'm going to try to, I know, I'm not sure who's coming up here next on anything, but I'm going to probably try to catch a few lives or so. And my pretty's gone, so I'm out here abandonment. Is she still listening? Yep. I'm in abandonment right now, but that's okay. I got to get up early and go to work tomorrow, and it's Friday. But I appreciate all you folks coming in here. Appreciate you taking your time, leaving the comments, like, subscribe, share. I like to promote. I'd love to figure out more of a way to promote everybody too, and do so more often. But that's the name of the game, and let's do it. Appreciate every one of y'all. But I guess I better sign off because Mister's clawing the door, and he's probably gonna claw right through it if I don't get up and let him outside. But everybody have a good evening, and remember, everybody needs a friend named Pooch, and they call me Pooch. We'll see y'all again later on down the road. Yes, sir.